Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Talking TVL. I'm your digital host, Breona Winn, and if you don't know what this is our pre-show to the lifestyle show called Tennessee Valley Living, which airs every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Listen, happy Tuesday. Due to time, I'm cutting straight to the chase here. My girl, Shanika Wright, she's the head producer of Tennessee Valley Living and host of Sounds of the Valley. She aired her newest episode with the Battle of the Bands yesterday, and we are going to watch it together because we aired it yesterday on the show. And fun fact, if you don't know, I am somebody during the show, I help with our guests a lot. So a lot of times I don't get to watch things from start to finish like you all do from 11 to 12. So these times are fun for me because not only do I get to recap what you've missed on the show the day before, but I also get to watch things for the first time. But without further ado, let us watch Shanika Wright's video of Sounds of the Valley from yesterday.
Sounds of the Valley is sponsored by the Huntsville Symphony Orchestra.
Welcome in, and right now we're shining a spotlight on a huge yearly event that brings in thousands of music lovers from all over the country to see the baddest HBCU marching bands in the land go head to head to see who's really the top dog on the turf. Of course, I'm talking about none other than the National Battle of the Bands, chatting with someone who knows all about putting on the show, Vice President of Operations for Battle of the Bands, Mr. Reggie Scott. That's not his only title either. He's also the executive producer of a film that highlights all things Battle of the Bands. Reggie, thanks so much for joining me. Now, before we dive in to all of the Battle of the Bands action, tell me a bit about how your production career began and how it led to now being the VP of Operations for such a prestigious event like this, because I know you have decades in the game.
When you say decades, that ages me just a tad bit, but it's okay. I was fortunate enough that I grew up with a supportive mother, and I was given a lot of opportunities to be in television shows and commercials and things of that nature. But my mother also made it very clear that this is nice, but education was firsthand. So I went to a lot of the art schools in New York. Being in plays and producing shows, you never know where these skill sets are going to take you.
That's amazing to hear because I'm also a producer. So tell me more about how much work goes in just behind the scenes being able to make this project come to life.
As a producer, it takes a lot of work because you're pulling all the pieces together to make everything fit. I majored at Howard University broadcast journalism. So I came into this business with that background in terms of understanding brevity, but also being as impactful as possible from the beginning. And this event has morphed into not just a great live event, but a great showcase of historically black colleges and universities. They have always been a hot ticket, but now they're a continuous hot ticket. People are more interested to see. Our TV show puts a spotlight on National Battle of the Bands, but also puts a spotlight on all of these different programs, both big and small, that have benefited not just the individual schools, but the students that go there and the communities by which these schools are in.
Absolutely. And like you said, it shines a spotlight on so many different schools. And of course, I can't forget to mention that Alabama A&M's Marching Maroon and White Band will be featured this year in the big event. I'm a big fan. We're kind of biased here in Huntsville, but hey, we're excited to see them be featured. So of course, lots of hometown pride here in Huntsville. Tell me more about what goes into picking these bands each year and what's it like to be able to interact with them and see their excitement as they get closer to the event.
So I want to first say congratulations to Alabama A&M. Big fan of the band, but I've also been a big fan of its band director for many years. One of the things that I love about what he does is motivate students. I've seen him be dad. I've seen him be big brother. I have seen him be the leader, and I've also seen him and how he's allowed his students through the years to also bring in their talent and to bring in their individuality, because it's not just always about you, it's about the tides that are changing. So Alabama A&M has definitely been one of those bands. In our press conference, I was talking to Mr. Wright and I said, we couldn't wait to finally get you here because we know what you're going to do. And he just chuckled. He said, well, you know what we're going to do. And I said, yeah, you're going to show the world exactly what this school can do. And that's really the template for all the schools. These schools get like 2 to 3 weeks to prep for us.
Right.
So it's a daunting feat to come into Houston to show out, as you know we like to do.
Yeah.
But to be prepared. And it's really a testament to these band directors who make their students be very prepared for our showcase.
And I love that so many people get excited about it each year. I've been personally, and it was an experience. Like I mentioned before, there's a film out that showcases Battle of the Bands in a more cinematic form. Tell me more about why you felt it was so important to bring it to life in this type of medium.
Well, you know, television and syndicated television, like film, it reaches a really broad, wide audience. And in places like Alaska, if I'm not mistaken, has no HBCU, but they get a chance to participate and to see the culture. It highlights everything that goes on into preparing for this event, how these bands, you know, prepare their programs, but it also gives you an insight into what the freshman band member feels, and to see and have them tell their stories about what that meant. But the number one reason that we do what we do is because of scholarship, to raise money so that these band programs can thrive. Nothing else matters. I'm thankful that we've been able to, I think we're going to be close to almost $2 million since we've been to Houston. So that's amazing.
How have you seen it just morph and grow over this past decade, and where do you hope it goes over the next decade?
I think the biggest thing about when you see events like this is the generational aspect of it. When grandmas are bringing their kids and the kids are bringing their kids, and then those kids who started with us 10 years ago who may have gone to HBCU are now bringing their children or are now part of band program. I think one of the greatest stories is when you see a band member who was a band member sophomore, junior 10 years ago, and now they're coming to the event and they're running either high school or collegiate program, band program, and they've got their kids in their hand. And that's the generational aspect that I love. For our audience, band heads is real. That band world is real, and it's massive, and it is always positive, but it's just like just one of the greater additions of our culture and one of the greatest additions to what it is for us to be able to express ourselves. I love the faces of those band members when they're walking to NRG Stadium and they see 55,000+ people looking at them. And that first glimpse is awe. The second glimpse may be a little bit fear, but then it kicks in. This is what we came to do. And then, as I said earlier, they show out. I love that. And then I love when we interview some of them afterwards, just that excitement, just that I just did something I may never ever get a chance to do again. You've just played in one of the largest football stadiums in the country, and you've impacted somebody in that audience. Somebody is going to leave there saying to themselves, I want to either donate, or I want to make sure that my kid goes to HBCU, or mommy, I want to do that.
That's amazing. Like, just kudos to the work that you and your entire team does with this, because it's amazing each year, and it brings so much joy and so much excitement. So I just want to say, truly, kudos to y'all, to all the hard work that goes into it, because I know it's not easy.
Well, thank you for that. Appreciate that. You know, it's always good to hear and see your flowers, and sharing it with my team. I'll make sure I let them know that. But our proudest moment is to bring these young people to this space, to give them a first-class experience, so that when they go back, you know, they can say any and everything is possible. To see them coming into a hotel and they're looking up like, we're staying in here? What? No, we want them to be exposed to that, because these are the seeds that are planted so that when they leave, they can actually plant seeds themselves.
What is kind of the feeling, the lasting impact that you want everybody in the audience, whether it's at home or right there in the stadium, to feel when they're there?
Community. I don't even have to hesitate. Community. We are seeing and living in a space right now where that is going to become the number one focus. Just thinking about, hey, this could be a part of my community, or how can I support this community? Or, hey, I need to learn more about this community. The showcase this year is at NRG Stadium, Houston, Texas, August 23rd, but it's a full weekend of things to do. So we start on the 22nd. Come out, bring your community, because our community, they're waiting on you.
I'm over here right now in Houston, Texas, August 23rd. I will be there. I'm telling you right now. That is literally, I'm adding it as a bucket list before I depart from this beautiful earth. I need to go to a battle of the bands. That was so inspiring. I felt uplifted. I need to be part of that. So shout out to Shanika for that amazing interview. And if you just want to rewatch it because it was that amazing, head on over to tvliving.com. And lucky for you, if you go literally type in tvliving.com, on the header of the website, there's a section that is called Sounds of the Valley. That's where all of her interviews live. So that one all the way down to the very first one that she's ever done. So wonderful job as usual, sister. All right, well, today on TVL, we've got 3 guests. First one, we've got a new farmers market coming to town called the Huntsville Farm Hub. Listen, I'm all here for supporting local, eating local, supporting vendors that are in businesses that are local, okay? So what the Huntsville Farm Hub is, essentially, it's a hub of farmers coming together to provide fresh foods for you. And get this, listen, they deliver to a plethora of different zip codes here in the North Alabama area. So if I were you, I would Google Huntsville Farm Hub. And if you scroll down a little bit on their homepage, you can see if your zip code is one of the zip codes that they deliver to. But I think that's cool. And this isn't the first guest that we've had on our show that delivers, like that is a farmer's market, but they also deliver. I don't know if that's where the way of the world is going these days, that the farmer's market is delivering to you. But in my opinion, that is all the more reason to shop local because you have no excuse. No more, gone are the days where you can say, oh, I just couldn't make it out this Sunday. No. You can literally put in an order online and they'll deliver it to you. That's so cool to me. So that is going to be our first guest around 11:15. And then, hey, it is the 4th annual Jazz in the Garden. It's happening this Friday, June 27th at Drake State Community College, starting at 6 p.m. They've got live jazz, live R&B music, food trucks, and much more. So we've got a representative coming on today to give us a little bit more details and a little more persuasion, if you would, on why you should join and come see them again this Friday, the 27th. And then we're going to round out the show with Caitlin Chappell-Rogers. She's coming on to talk about this viral post that she's been seeing going around. If you know Caitlin Chappell-Rogers, when her and Peyton get together, baby, they can talk in the best way possible. They have really good topics, and so I'm not quite sure what the post is going to be. I know it's a viral one, and I know she comes with great topics every time, so we're going to see how that goes. That's going to be around 11:45, but before I let you go, I feel like it's my civic duty to give you behind-the-scenes look at 111, which is Huntsville's newest fine dining experience. Let me tell you something. If you watched Talking TVL yesterday, you know that I went to Atlanta this weekend, and I had a phenomenal time. I had a wonderful time. And when I saw this feature on the show, 111, it reminded me of Atlanta. Just a simple fact that, I don't know, I feel like it's really cool that Huntsville is just, I love the direction of the dining experience here in Huntsville. It is so cute in there. Obviously, the food is great. I've heard nothing but great reviews on that and the drinks. But enough of me talking. Let me just show you what they have to offer.
We go from pastas to seafood. We have prawns. We have filet. Branzino is one of my favorite things on the menu, but it's so, chef cultivated, and there's a lot of time and effort that goes into it, and you can really taste that and see that in all the dishes. With lunchtime, we have appetizers, and we have the baby burrata on there, and it's gonna, if you're not familiar with that, it's mozzarella with the stracciatella cheese in the middle of it, so it's got like a nice firm consistency on the outside with, a creaminess on the inside, and then our ALT sandwich is just a new twist on like an avocado style toast. There's a pesto mayo on there, and then it's a half of an avocado on each piece of that toast. So it's really filling. All the components of it are wonderful together. And then our prawns, we have angry prawns, and it's one of my favorite things on the menu. And it comes over a succotash. The prawns are really, prawns are freshwater. They can't live in salt water, so they have a sweeter taste and like a softer consistency than shrimps do. And then as far as the cocktail scene, that's just something that everyone should be a part of. We have so many different opportunities. We have one that is made in a siphon in front of you, and it's out of these cute little glasses that we can use for espresso. It's just a little double wall glass, so it provides a unique touch to that. And then we have our porthole flask. We utilize beets in that one. So we all of our cocktails use different components, so it's really fun, and they're very interactive as well. Walking by, you see it, and you can look through the windows. and it's still not at all what it is until you walk in, and then it's just consuming. But there's so much to look at because they've utilized the space so greatly. They have the character of the building, the personality of the space. Like, it's just beautiful. So when they come in and they see it, they're already taken aback, but then we go a step further in their family, and so we make them feel like they're at home, and we want them to feel at home. So it starts when you walk in the door, and then we hope when you're leaving that you're still in awe when you leave and you want to come back.
Again, that is 111. I love how she ended the interview. Your experience starts when you walk in the door. It's eclectic, it's upscale, it is bougie, and the food looks like art to me. And I don't know, I've grown in appreciation this last year of just, I don't know, food looking like art. That looks very pretty. I might even go this week for lunch, so we will see how that goes. But nonetheless, head on over to 111 here in Huntsville, Alabama. And hey, that's all I have for you today on Talking TVL. Thank you so much for joining me. It is 10:15, which means you've got 45 minutes until Tennessee Valley Living starts. I say go grab a beignet, maybe go walk your dog, take a quick nap, and then make sure you have your phone or your TV, whatever you watch Tennessee Valley Living on, ready to go at 11 a.m. for an all-new episode. Happy Tuesday. Enjoy your day, and I will see you tomorrow.